Hello, this is my first real YouTube, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I have this YouTube. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the reasons for this YouTube, what the channel consists of, and then just some other housekeeping stuff. So, the main reason for this YouTube is to explain things to new leftists, to provide a foundation that's clear, that any leftist can just look at, and not necessarily convince them. I'm more than fine with anarchists, left communists, Trotskyists, whatever, using this channel and using it as that is exactly the wrong interpretation, or that's exactly wrong, or that's Marx, that's bad, that's Lenin, that's bad, that's Mao, that's bad. I'm perfectly okay with that. It's all fine. But the important thing is to provide a foundation for new leftists. And what foundation will I be providing or attempting to provide, in all honesty? I will try and provide Marxism, Leninism, Maoism. That's what I am. That's what I think is the most revolutionary, the most possible revolutionary ideology today. And that's what I think should be it. However, if you disagree, then just disagree, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't mind. I'm not like indoctrinating people in Marxism, Leninism, Maoism. I have little interest in that. Use what you can find that's useful. Don't use what you don't think is useful. Very simple. Also, I just want to provide a general record for myself and the experiences of people on the left. At some point, I will interview people. There will be a historical component when I get a chance. Also, there will be ongoing current events, which will not be very current after a month, a year, 2 years, whatever. And so it will provide a historical record. So what will this channel concretely consist of? Again, it will consist primarily of people helping people understand the primary texts, the texts to Marxism, Leninism, Maoism. I've already got Wage Labor Capital, Communist Manifesto, Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism, What is to be Done, State and Revolution, Quotations of Chatham Now, On Contradiction, On Practice, all ready, geared up. That's the goal. Once I get that core done, I may move to other things depending on what there's interest in or what I think is relevant. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Secondly, it will provide analysis and commentary on secondary texts to the revolution that I deem worthwhile. Here's the thing. It's that I deem worthwhile. It is not wholehearted, this is all the texts of revolution judged according to their importance. And there may very well be people, or you yourself may make the argument that I need to deal with this text or that text. I know Stalin is a really big draw that people want me to do foundations of Stalinism. It may happen. It may not. I'm not super dedicated to that, but we'll see. The secondary texts are texts that I think are important. And then again, there will be current events. I'll argue my controversial points on current events. I hope that there will be a strong distinction between the texts I go through for study and the current events, but I don't think so. I think it's naive to imagine that somehow I will block out my biases for the texts, and they'll be there in current events. I'll try my best, but I'm not making any promises about that, and you should be aware of that. just going into it. I will never consciously put political content as part of the paid channel. I'm going to try and get a paid channel. If there's political content in there and you are a paying member and you're like, hey, this is political content, this should be on the main channel, then just let me know. And yes, I'm aware that everything is political or other such phrases, but I think there's a big difference between what Mao means with X, Y, or Z, or what the political work of the French situationists are, is very different from like my views of Fall Out Boy. If you can't see that clear distinction, I don't know what to tell you. You can make the argument, unless you get a lot of people to make the argument with you. It's not going to carry. However, I will try and put up the political. I will try and put it up for free. If I don't, it's probably because I don't think it's that political. There will be probably ads. It is what it is. Just suffer through, or I don't know. Download the video without the ads, I guess, and then just watch it from there. I'm perfectly fine with you doing that. Also, there may be a question, which is, what organization am I trying to build? I am not trying to build an organization. I have seen far too many individuals or groups of individuals that think that they have the way in the light and they declare themselves their own group. I have no interest in that whatsoever. I don't want to do that. I think it's a waste of time. What I'd much rather do is I'd rather provide good foundations that anyone can use, even if it's to attack them, even if they're anarchists and they're like, oh, this is absolute garbage. Look, let's watch this and let's go over why it's absolute garbage. That is more useful than myself trying to form a group, and I have no interest in it whatsoever. To make it that sort of thing, either secretly or publicly, would undercut its purpose and its usefulness. I'm not part of any party or organization. I guess I'm part of DSA. They ought to renew my dues, but my commitment to DSA is it's less strong than my commitment to Epic Games, which is not very strong. So, in any case, even if I join an organization and I'm like, this is the revolution, I will still maintain this independently. And if an organization wants me to join, I'm going to tell them I'm going to continue doing this independently. And its purpose is education for its own sake and education for all the various leftists or newbie wannabe leftists that exist. It's not an organizational group. It's not an organizational channel. If they want to make it an organizational channel, they can go find somebody else and they can start that themselves. Finally, an awkward thing is death surrounds us. I'm, by all intents and purposes, alive while I'm giving this, but I may not be after this. We don't have any idea what tomorrow brings, and I don't really view this as my legacy, or if I do view it as my legacy, it's a very humble legacy. What I want is people to get basic information, have somewhere they can go for basic information, and to help the new generation of communists or anarchists or just revolutionaries in general. And so that's what I'm going for. I don't know how long I've got. I don't know how long you've got. But it is what it is, and I'm going to try and do what I can do while I can. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this.